Good afternoon. Thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming. We'll be doing another video on a game called Orrstead. This is the second in this particular series. It's still kind of in an early development stage as far as the game goes itself, so there are a lot of changes that could occur between the time this is released and the video at the time of this being created. Um, so if you watched the previous video, um, where we kind of went so far as we kind of started building some of these little residential areas, and so as you can see, some houses are already upgraded. Because we kind of have these dark colored ones, which is basically a townhouse, which is our highest ones currently. Because basically they have a bakery next to them, as well as a fish market, and that's pretty much the criteria needed for that. And also you need a tavern. So if it meets all three of those items, then that's why these are all upgraded. These ones down here with the light brown, they currently do not, and that's the reason why they're kind of that light brown color. So they haven't upgraded yet. We did our little production hubs here, so we kind of have like the little lumberjack houses, and they're buffing all the lumber camps next to it. And we're gradually building out more farm production because right now we're kind of hurting on the food side still. So what we're going to go ahead and do is buff up a couple of these. That's going to be kind of our next big objective. We could probably get more houses. It'll kind of deal with the homeless population a little bit. And otherwise, we're kind of using this area down here for mining material and stuff. So in this case, that's kind of helping with our bakeries. So next step is going through and making sure that we ramp up our food production. Uh, yeah, let's go ahead and just drop this there. Let's go and destroy that. We'll put a path here. Yeah, looks like a little bit of a mess, but that's fine. Then we're gonna start farmhousing all this stuff. It just makes all of it a little more efficient. Food farmhouse. All right. So this hopefully should ramp up our food production immensely. We're gonna put down another granary here just to kind of decrease the walking distance for some of that. So the next part is fertilizer. So a few things we're gonna work on next. So the next thing we can do is get the sheep pens going. And as you can see, this pretty much can cover any of the middle ground area. So basically, if we wanted to build, it's going to be through some of these areas here. And I guess we could also do this area here. We just don't have pathways that are close enough to it right now. So let's go ahead and where do we want to build it? I guess that'd be the bigger question. So it's basically this light green color. But you can't do it in the dark green color. So yeah, I think we're going to want to place it somewhere here in the center. All right. So the question becomes, so this would buff all of those. Or maybe let's not do it that way. All right. It's a little bit of a messy setup, but the reason is because that would get the shears and stuff down pretty soon as well. Okay. One thing we might work on right now, though, is the fishery, the docks. So what we're going to want to do, that's all in the way, so let's go ahead and just trash and get rid of it. Okay, so the shear, that's why even with this kind of weird setup, and we could probably knock down this row so that's a little bit closer. I think that might have been a better play, but this can also let us drop down a lot more shear locations to kind of, try out different, routes for this one. But the big thing here right now is we are going to see if we can mass produce some fish. So most likely we would probably build another block here. I don't know. We'll revisit that in just a minute here. So Harbor Master, we can actually cover all four of these docks. Oh, literally none of our docks have been made yet. Alright, so this covers all four docks. So as they produce food, it will, push that to the fish markets here. And I guess food production wise, we're actually doing okay. So there's that. But just to make sure that continues, this will probably be a long-term farm too. So we might go ahead and just drop that. Okay, so the next part is we're going to go ahead and finish up these sections here because we kind of just want to increase the amount of housing and stuff we have here. So we do want Alright, so that should give us a huge amount of additional housing. And then by the time that's all built, we'll probably have more population than we have housing, but at least give them something to do for the time being. Next thing is, we do want to make sure we farmhouse this, just to make that a little bit stronger as well. So my next question ends up being, how far can we go with this? So if we did this one, yeah, we're gonna think about that one in a little bit. Because we almost want to get rid of this dock anyway. We could basically get a few more houses in here if we do. So wood production is still kind of mediocre at best. Let's go do another stockpile. That ends up being kind of our next question is, do we build out another lumber location? And if we do, where would it be? I was kind of wondering if we actually have enough trees up here to do it in this immediate. It's like one here, one here, one here, one there. Because basically with the lumberjacks, we just need one tree next to it, so it literally can have all four of them next to the same tree. That's fine. And lumberjack house. I'm kind of hoping that gives us enough buffer to just run without the rest of the game. Because the demo itself is going to be kind of limited. Like, we'll end up capping out pretty soon. Food production looks like it's going fine. We're still pretty low on fish, so I'm not sure if we're actually keeping up with that or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just gonna send some people down there to cut stuff. Because we might try to do another little hub of docks down this way too. And I don't, because there might be room enough for one more farm here, maybe. Yeah, it's a 3x3, so that would probably be one more big farm. Yeah, I think we're running a surplus of fish now, at least. So there's that. Alright, so that one, and that one. And that one. So basically what we're trying to do here is just build up as quickly as possible. Alright, so the first thing we need to overlap is making sure the bakery hits these up here. And that goes all the way up until there. The next thing is, I'm going to toss down a bunch more houses. So our taverns are basically set up so that this one would be here. That one would be there. And then that one. Oh, houses. Yeah, basically we are, everything should be popping up for us. Like at this point, our population can go up to 300, which is pretty big. Food production does not seem like it's keeping up super well anymore. Fish are getting kind of low. So I think what we're going to do is, again, curve that by building out even more food. We could probably do a small farm here. There we go, and build this path a little faster. Come on, see this one. Okay, so that's let's go ahead and drop like another granary over here, maybe. At least it'll cut down some of the travel time for some of the stuff here. I don't think coal's keeping up super well either, so we may have to go in and buffer that as well. Alright, so a few things we could add. So a hat maker. So this one just requires a path. It doesn't require being near the rest of these here. This basically just gives us another um, place that sells like market items and such. We're gonna just drop a few down, just because. I don't think we actually need it for the rest of this demo, but if we're building out the cities to be much larger, we would possibly need those to help with more markets and stuff as well. I guess we might go ahead and drop two more of these. It's partially kind of why we made this sort of weird setup here, was just so that way we can get rows in here to kind of buffer it all out a little bit more. Surprisingly, we are lagging far behind on, because we built this out a little bit ago and still not actually built. There is a chance we might need more wood production, even though we just kind of ramped it up just a little bit ago. So we can build this farmhouse here and that farmhouse there. I think we can get away with those. Let's see, because I'm not sure if there's even any more stuff that we can add to the game. I want to say like level 20 is pretty much the end of the demo, but because I think I've completed this before, I don't think it gives us the end title anymore for the demo. So like, so there might be that possibility there too. Oh, I also forgot to mention earlier, you can also do a little bit of customization as to what you want your people in here to prioritize. So if you want them to like prioritize, say like construction, you can do that. Or you want them to go through and chop things down as a priority over other things. So it does give you a little bit of customization of the people on there. I have dabbled with it a little bit, but it doesn't seem to affect a great deal. I mean, it just kind of seems like they get to things when they get to them usually. Yeah, essentially that's really all we need for this little setup. If we have two trees like this, you can pretty much build this little pod like this and it works. So I mean, and then I don't think they built the path yet. I think that's our issue. Maybe he'll do it. Okay. All right, so it's almost built up here. So getting a bunch of random errors, not sure what any of it means. Um, if one of the designers of the game are seeing this, maybe this will help them. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's that. This is pretty much the game itself. So as you've seen up to this point, I believe we pretty much already went through and unlocked everything. Kind of shows you the general gist of how the game itself plays. And a lot of it is that is just kind of building adjacency to things, making sure things are getting bonuses from things that give like area bonuses and stuff. Like, and this is why we kept making little pods with like these little farms, because it makes those farms a lot more efficient. Because each of these farms, for example, are producing 9. Um, but if we just drop like a farm into some random spot, that's going to get 5. So like these pretty much double the output with just that single building. We're pretty close anyway. A lot of these houses, for example, are kind of the same thing. Like if we didn't upgrade them, they're not going to quite give as much benefit as if we, for example, might just provide 2 people, whereas right now it's providing a bunch of gold as well. And then basically the gold can be used for different things, like bridges as one thing. The harbor masters, which kind of helps with happiness a bit. So that does help with that side of it as well. So if we built a bunch more docks on here, we'd probably drop another harbor master. So there's a lot of little intertwined things in the game that kind of make it all sort of work. Like we would very well probably build more bridges and stuff just to kind of give easier movement between. Like probably building a bridge across here would probably be another spot. Probably another one somewhere down here. And then you'd want to keep building your residential to cover even more area. If we were looking to plan to expand much further, I'd probably move this pens and I don't know, probably drop them somewhere down here and make this a big industrial area. So it's, like I said, it's an interesting game. There's a lot of neat mechanics to it. I have seen some similar mechanics in certain ones. This has a different way of implementing certain aspects of the game, which does make it a little more unique as well. So otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming. Have a good day.